Christmas is in 48 days, but no worries because we have books.
And not just one book. Today we're talking book series because don't you hate it when a good book ends?
Hi and welcome back to our channel where today we're talking books in series for Catholic kids. Now books are good gifts at any time of year, but especially at Christmas, and we think books that are part of a series are even better because then your children can go from one book to another to another to another, and there are no worries about what should I read next.
And they're also great for kids who are reluctant readers because a good book can help keep those pages turning. So today we have multiple series to recommend, everything from your little kids all the way on up through high school. So our first series today is for the pre-K to 3rd grade crowd. And if you've never heard of the Catholic Treasure Box books, then you're in for a big treat. So this is a 20-volume set, originally published by the Maryknoll sisters in the 1950s. So these are vintage reprints, but they have tons of beautiful pictures, fun games and crafts, and stories that go from one book to the next. Now, because these books were written pre-Vatican II, some pictures of the Mass may look a little different than what your kids are used to, or maybe not. And there are some things in here that would be considered politically incorrect nowadays, but we're okay with that because it is a good opportunity for discussion, though we just wanted to let you know in advance.
Next, for the elementary years, we have the Mitchell family series from Bethlehem Books, and it starts with the book Five for Victory, set during World War II, and then over the next two books, you follow the Mitchell family as they move to Canada and have adventures in the Canadian wilderness, add twins to the family, and then finally find their forever home as their kids grow up. So if you buy the first book, I'm just saying that you just want to go ahead and buy all three because your kids will want to know what happens next. But the publisher, Bethlehem Books, often has a 50% off sale at their website. It usually happens once a month. So if you watch for one of those, you can get all three books for a really good price.
Another series that we love for the elementary grades is this series, Adventures with Sister Philomena, Special Agent for the Pope. So this series is set in modern-day Italy and starts when Riley and Delaney go to spend the summer with their aunt, Sister Philomena. And they're expecting a really dull summer at the convent, but their aunt is no ordinary nun. So it is a super fun 4-book series that starts with this book, Lost in Peter's Tomb.
Next, for late elementary and early middle school, we have the Harwood Mysteries Series, which we've talked about on our channel before because we really enjoy these books. They've been a lot of fun here. So they are set in the Middle Ages. Zan, short for Alexander, is an orphan who lives with the monks at a monastery and has all kinds of adventures with his friend Lucy and the other kids who live there. So currently there are 3 books available in the series with more coming. So if you get your kids started with these books, this series will last them a good long while.
Another recommendation for late elementary and middle school is Olivia and the Little Way and its sequel, Olivia's Gift. So this starts when Olivia is in 5th grade, she's at a new school, and she's really struggling to make friends. So her grandmother starts to teach her about the Little Way of St. Therese, which really changes everything for her. And then the sequel is set 2 years later when Olivia is in 7th grade. And I read this series when I was in middle school, and I really enjoyed it, and actually ended up choosing St. Therese as my confirmation name.
Next up for late elementary, early middle school is another short series, just 2 books, and that is the Dear God series by Patty Armstrong. These books follow the story of Aaron and his brothers. The family has just moved to a new town, so Aaron is having trouble fitting in at school, and he's also starting to have a lot of doubts about the Catholic faith. So he is struggling with issues that a lot of kids today wrestle with. So we really like it for that reason. The books are shorter and they have nice illustrations, and they are out of print, unfortunately, but there are tons of really nice used copies of this series out there that you can buy. So we feel like these are definitely worth hunting down.
And for teens, there are tons of great options for series on the Catholic Teen Books website. You know how much we love them here. We love talking about them all the time. One of the series that I'm enjoying right now is the Faith and Kung Fu series, and I did talk about book 1, Freeing Tanner Rose, in more detail in another video, so I'll have that linked down below. And the series is currently 3 books, but book 4 is coming this winter, so look out for that. I also really love the I Am Margaret series. I only have the first 3 here. There are more books, but they are on my Christmas list and I can't wait to read them. And another series that we love here is the West Brothers series, and we will have the Catholic Teen Books website linked down below if you want to go check it out.
Next, we have a few series of books that we really enjoyed here, but they're not necessarily Catholic, so we're calling them our bonus series. They still make really good gifts. The first series is from the author Madge Lindman, and it's actually a set of 2 books. The first one is about a set of sisters named Flicka, Ricka, and Dicka. And then the second set of books is a set of boys, brothers, named Snip, Snap, and Snurr. So these children live in Sweden, and they're always doing something really interesting, like learning to swim, or baking a cake, or taking care of puppies and kittens. So we have found that kids absolutely love these books, and they're readily available on Amazon. They're not very expensive, and there are 6 books in each set. So these are a great thing to put on your Christmas list.
The next series is not by a Catholic author, but the majority of the story does take place in a 14th century Benedictine abbey. I have the first 2 books with me, The Hawk and the Dove and The Wounds of God, and they are so good. They're definitely for teenagers because they tackle some tough topics, but you will enjoy getting to know Melissa, the modern day teenager who is hearing the stories of Father Peregrine and his monks from her mother. And there are 9 books in this series so far. We've only read the first 2, but we're looking forward to reading the others.
And finally, we have the wonderful Bush Boys series, which is definitely Catholic, written by a priest, but we put it in our bonus section and then last on our list because these books can be really hard to find. So they were written by Father James Tierney in the 1990s and the early 2000s, and they tell the story of the Cumberland family. They live in the wild bush mountains of Australia, and the kids in the family are having fun out in the outback. They have all kinds of adventures. They go camping, they practice their survival skills, they solve mysteries. So if you have kids who love outdoors and love adventure, then they would absolutely love this series. Now, if you live in Australia or New Zealand, you can buy these books very easily, but in the US, not so much. Every now and then, a US bookstore will have a set for a reasonable price, or sometimes I see them on eBay for a reasonable cost, and I keep hoping that some US publisher will pick up the series and reprint it. But in the meantime, if you can get a hold of any of these, just grab it. If you see it at a thrift store or maybe a library sale, you want to go ahead and buy them because I know your kids would enjoy them.
So the Bush Boys is our challenge series for you, but the others are pretty easy to find. We also recommend shopping early this year because of all the supply issues and longer shipping times.
So that is our roundup of book series for Catholic kids. We have read them here, loved them here, and we hope that this has given you some ideas so you can start checking those names off your Christmas list.
So we hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know down in the comments if you have any series to recommend. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.